Welcome back. We are in our second round, of course, of the morning session of Code A, which is free today, by the way, if you watch on Twitch TV or Own 3D, so make sure to tell your friends. Now, up here to the top right is a different Red Terran player. This one is from the Prime team, one of the youngest players, if not, in fact, the very youngest player to ever play in the GSL. It is Maru Prime. He and Creator and Lenok, each the youngest player of their race in the GSL. To the bottom left is a GSL finalist. Lost 0-4 to his teammate and Hyung ST. Now he's going back into Code A. It's LGIM's Losira. Someone argued that Puma had changed his hair more times than Losira, but I'm not so sure about that. Losira is not the most. Now, Drone Scout comes out here, wants to make sure that his opponent is not doing, in fact, what Maru is doing right now, which is to go for an 11-11 proxy. Really cool SCV pattern, though, and in fact, he misses it. Now the barracks are going to be started, but the Overlord, will it see? This is so damn close, but he's not going to see it. And the barracks positioning is pretty interesting. It's not your normal barracks placement. Now the first scout, though, even though he sees it now and he knows what's up, he has to make the pool. He starts it immediately, and that's something that Maru has already forced. The other thing to consider is that seeing it is so important physically, because then you can pull drones and stop it. You can actually kill the SCVs that are making the barracks, and then that just ruins everything for Maru. At this point, this push, I mean, the chances of this actually killing Losira are basically 0. Maybe like somewhere between 0 and 10% if Losira has a bad day with his micro. But the pressure is there. Now, something that Losira has done here is gotten his actual gas mining. And he, from here, can get a very quick speed and go for counterattacks and put Maru in an uncomfortable position, make him build his command center on the high ground, maybe even force a cancel. Now he's finally found these barracks. He's going to even start to damage that SCV a little bit. The Marine's about to pop out, so he's going to have to leave. But no hatchery at the natural. And because of that neutral depot, there's nothing he can do really to block the hatchery. You know, in days past with no neutral depot at the bottom of the ramp, you could just bunker. And he's going to do a bunker regardless. He may actually start working at that neutral depot. I highly doubt it. He actually is. No way. The first lings are out, but he's going to try to take out that neutral depot. Now, if he can get that and get this bunker wall off, I'm going to feel like it's 2010 all over again. And this is one of the dangers you face as Losira, and he actually pulls his drones. He knows he needs to. The bunker is almost done. And you know what? He's going to kill the depot, and the drone pull is unsuccessful. We are going to have a 2-bunker contain. Boom, bunker started, and that's the end of the story. The queen here is oh so important, but he can easily just piggyback his Marines up here. Got to be careful with that extra 2 queen range. He wants to pick off the SCV building the second bunker, and that may force a few halts for Maru. He's targeting down the queen. Queen is being pulled back down to 64 hit points now. And the Baneling Nest has started for Losira. He knows that's his only hope. And this is something that Maru actually does not have information about the Baneling Nest, but he's going to know this is a possibility. And in fact, he needs to set up a wall at home, because when this bust goes down, Speedlings are going to pour out. He's going to start a 3rd bunker. That's another option, and I like this choice. We are having a very aggressive day of Code A today. Now, Maru is trying to make something work with his Marines. He's trying to pop up there, pick off a Ling if he can. Speed is now done. That Metabolic Boost allows these Lings to close distance much faster on any units they want to engage. They can also escape a little bit faster. 10 more Lings being made. He wants to break out here. And then after he's broken out, he wants to go for the counterattack. Maru has an SCV poised and ready to make that 3rd depot back at home. Did he see those Banelings? Yeah, I think he saw them. I was actually looking at my preview screen, so I didn't see if the observer highlighted that or not, so my apologies there. He definitely didn't see them that time, and if he keeps checking like this, I think it means he didn't see them. That's enough Banelings to bust out the wall, but with the 4th bunker there and all these Marines, he's going to need more than that. Yeah, he makes 2 more. Oh, this is an uncomfortable position for Losira, but he's got no other choice, really. The Marines are actually still being rallied in here. He needs to save that 1 Marine. Every single Marine's DPS counts at this point. He could make an initial bunker, and he's going to. I don't know about that positioning on the bunker. Barracks are rallying back home, and he could afford to lift, I think, and send them back at this point. I can't stress enough what it's like on a 1-base Zerg how much you have to actually break out like this. Now, there are a ton of banelings. He missed micros a little bit, loses a few lings. The Marines are safe here. Great targeting. And this looks like it will be enough to actually break. But the micro is good. He trades efficiently. The worker count right now is 20 to 19. And I gotta say, this may have been about as even as it gets. Now he's going to put pressure on that command center while the extra barracks are being added. The two barracks from earlier are actually floating in a peculiar pattern. One barracks is floating towards Lucira's base to get scouting information. The second one is actually going back home. Now the wall is set here. He needs to raise it. Unfortunately for that SCV, he's going to be out of luck. Nice positioning on that bunker. Notice it's not part of the wall, so that any banelings that blow up those depots are not going to hit the bunker as well. He needs more than this, though. He needs a lot more, and he better be using that SCV to scout. Oh, he has taken a risky choice here. Is that SCV worth it? He needs to raise the depots. That was close. Banelings do go off here. He needs to repair that bunker. He's a bit slow on the draw. Either way, I think he has enough Marines to clean up this initial force. He will have to cancel that command center if the lings are microed well. I gotta say, really nice hold here so far. He wants to re-wall this. He's having some trouble, though. The lings are denying him. And he's supply blocked. That's one big challenge he faces right now. The command center will finish, and that will actually grant him just barely enough supply to make one more Marine. He starts two more, in fact. As one more SCV was killed than I thought. Lings are chased away here, and Maru now with a third command center up, but Lucira has a very important factor now of his own. He's got a second hatchery. He also has a second gas going up. He's got speed. He's got banelings. He could be aggressive. There's no way that Maru is really going to be able to do a whole lot with these three barracks he has, because all the gas at Lucira's mine is going to allow him a ton of baneling production. He's droning up like a madman right now. And with all the workers killed, I'm actually going to read out the totals to you. It's actually, in fact, 8 workers killed by Lucira and just 1 for Maru. So worker-wise and economy-wise, Lucira is in a great place right now. That's exactly why this barracks is here, to deny the third. Because that's something else Lucira could actually try to do at this point to even put himself further ahead, is to take a third hatchery, use those banelings that he's got the ability to produce to defend, and from then on, just hold out and take an advantage. Maru with his third command center has some cards of his own, though, and he's going to play those. Right now, moving just one command center down, using the third command center to drop extra mules, as well as keep that SCV production going. Probably wants to lift that barracks very soon so he can save it. There's no drone nearby. You know, on one hand, if he lifts it before the drone's there, the lings will just deny him from landing and blocking again. But I don't think he's going to get much denial on this one. He lifts it, the drone goes in. You guys have seen the neutral depot was killed. And you know what's so cool to me, actually, is I just started this off by talking about the neutral depot and against one base Zerg play and why this style that Lucira did makes it so much harder to 2-racks now. And he actually just killed the depot. And that just goes to show that these builds still can be used. Now, the reason why he's using this double eBay block against the banelings right now is they're the fastest building hit point per second building in the entire game, and they've got a lot of hit points. They're very cheap for cost, 125 minerals a pop, but they're not going to be enough, in fact, to save these SCVs. Oh, and he pulls the Marines out in the worst possible moment, and the eBays don't even block here. This is going to be almost impossible for Maru to hold. I think he's actually just going to have to type out. There's too many banelings in his main base. Not only those, but the lings there as well. And he's going to camp these production facilities. Maru is done. A cool build. I like that he kills the depot. Shows that it can be done, but he didn't have enough to hold when the initial wave came out. Really, really struggled against that first counterattack. And I think he played a little bit too greedy after the fact, to be perfectly frank. Now, third command center aside, Lucira does have his own hatchery up. He's actually going to get out with a lot of these lings, and on his way out, he's going to try to take a few of these SCVs with him. The next wave of banelings, though, is just going to be the game ender. Goes past the bunker, doesn't even need to fight there. The Hellion, I mean, he can't micro it with everything else going on. GG. Lucira takes game 1 after a crazy contain with a depot kill. And game number 2 is going to be loaded up pretty soon. That was pretty exciting, I will say. Lucira definitely knowing how to come back, knowing how to counterattack. and playing it really well considering the circumstances. His choice to go for gas rather than get that hatchery down was a choice very few Zerg players would make. And Lenok might do something like this. I think he's one of the other players out there that's kind of similar to this, but Losira is like the Baneling Zerg. And Banelings were the bane, pun intended, of Maru Prime. And now he's down a game. And I don't know what the map is just yet, but I will be invited to the lobby very soon. And at which time I'll tell you guys, okay, it's in Tomb Valley. You guys probably hear my little enter click when I hit enter to join the lobby. It's actually always a treat to be able to bring you guys solo casts. Even though I miss Kaldor and I wish that I had someone else sitting beside me right now. I know that you guys are watching back at home. And I'm here doing this because I know you guys want to watch too. Going to Shanghai a little bit late tomorrow to Blizzard World or Battle.net World Championships. I will be there after all, but I wanted to make sure I could bring you guys this coverage because nobody should miss out on these matches, especially the ones we've got coming up later tonight. We've got some good matches lining up at the beginning session here, but I got to say the ones tonight may just take the cake. Losira was on a quick break, in fact, with the coach coming back right now with a coffee, and I am coach, a very supportive coach. You know, not always the best choices I feel in GSTL, but definitely someone who's with you all the time, comes with his players to the studio, doesn't leave them hanging, loves to just to bring that feeling of support that everybody always wants to have in the booth. Even if you're up a game, just having your coach bring you a coffee when you're sitting around in between matches is something that's so valuable. And it looks like Losira is now back in his booth. Going to be joining the lobby. Maru has already said that he is ready to go. Now, remember, up next after this, we have Boom Boom versus Jockji and Supernova versus First, so make sure to tune into those and get on Twitter and tell your friends that the premium session is actually not premium today. It's actually free, in fact, so anyone can watch it if you watch on Own3D or Twitch. I, myself, Proxy Wolf, tweeted those links earlier. I would be delighted if you guys followed me on Twitter. You can follow GOMTV as well. Do that to support us here in Korea. Now the game is starting. Losira has joined the lobby. And Tomb Valley is, as mentioned, the map. See if Maru goes for another aggressive double proxy build on this small map, or if Losira is going to show something different. See you guys in the game.